Wake up. It's time to wake up. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Wake up.
Bad vibes, Lauren.
Wake up.
Bad
It's time to wake
vibes
up.
with Lauren.
Wake up.
Bad
It's time to
vibes
wake up.
with Lauren.
Wake up. It's time to wake up. Wake up.
Hello and welcome to the Bad Buzz podcast. We're joined today by Big Cinny. This is our guest. It feels like so long since I recorded the last episode because I recorded way before I decided to actually post it. So since then, I feel like I've lived so many different lives. I had my birthday and all my friends came. Completely had to switch up the plans, which was crazy for me to do because I'm someone who's very type A, so I was really nervous switching up the plans so last minute because it ended up downpouring rain on my birthday and we were all supposed to be at Central Park having a picnic. So we ended up doing karaoke instead, which was still so much fun. And I'm officially 30 and got to see so many of my friends, which was really good. And I don't even know what I did since then. Bree came for golf ball. We did that. We saw Lord and Dominic Fike and Slater and Del Water Gap. Who else did we see? Audrey Hobburn? What's her name? Hobart? I'm so bad with names. I can never say names correctly. That's a flaw of mine. But yeah, we had so much fun. After the party, we had a long weekend because it was Memorial Day weekend. And we were able to walk around and go shopping and stuff. I guess Chloe hadn't been to New York in a long time. She lives in London. The way things changed around here since the last time she came to like actually hang out in the city, and the line culture in New York, I feel like it keeps getting progressively worse. Luckily we were able, not luckily, like it would have been fine if we didn't go to that, but there's this one frozen yogurt shop called Mimi's which blew up on TikTok, and the lines outside this place have been insane, and we ended up stumbling upon it. We didn't even go there because of it. We ended up just stumbling upon it, and there was no line outside, and we were able to go in and check it out, and we had some frozen yogurt from there. And unfortunately, that one, I gotta say, the lines might be worth it. I don't know if I would stay 2 hours in a line for frozen yogurt, but I'm a huge frozen yogurt girly. I never stopped having frozen yogurt. I still to this day with my nanny kids get frozen yogurt all the time, every week, like twice a week. But that frozen yogurt was so delicious, and they had this pistachio butter that we put on top that was so insane. I'm obsessed with it, but I haven't gone back because I'm so nervous that I'm gonna go back. There's gonna be a huge line, and I'm either gonna be super upset because I'm not gonna stand in that line to get frozen yogurt, or be super upset that I'm staying in that line to get frozen yogurt. So if I go back, like, there's no winning for me, so I'd rather just have it be a one-time thing and never again. There was also like huge lines at all the sports stores because it was before the Knicks won the championship, but the New York or Nowhere brand was releasing a bunch of, I think they were Knicks themed shirts before the finals, and the lines were so bad. Also, go Knicks. They also have one since I last filmed a video. Brandy Melville, the line was absolutely insane at Brandy Melville. I wanted to go in to find a slouch shop. Did not go in. Don't need that slouch shop that bad. We also went to this coffee shop that had this oat latte on tap outside. We did wait in that line for like 45 minutes because it was one of the things that Chloe wanted to try. and we all collectively decided that it was not worth it. And also La Cabra, the coffee shop La Cabra, huge line outside. John overheard someone's calling it a bakery, which is really funny. Like, their pastries are good, but like it's not like a crazy delicious bakery. It's like a really good coffee shop, but the line outside was crazy. It just had me thinking a lot about being performative online, because all these places blew up on social media, and then ever since then, you know, there's these crazy lines everywhere, and it's just like so interesting to me how at least to me, it seems like people are looking for a sense of belonging or like being included in something. Like you see something is good, this really famous, so not famous, but like this influencer on TikTok that has so many views and so many likes and so many followers posted that she loves this frozen yogurt, and everyone wants to participate in that and be able to tell people that they had the frozen yogurt that X, Y, and Z person had as well. And actually, it's really cold in my apartment. I'm gonna turn off this air conditioning real quick. But yeah, it just had me thinking a lot about the performative culture and how people just want to show online that they belong and that they've done these things that are deemed cool by people online who they don't really even know. I was doing a lot of Googling and a lot of reading about it, so I'm going to share with you guys what I've been studying. So a performative person is someone who curates aspects of their being for others as if they're playing a character to impress. They're not doing the real work to emerge into the subject or concept they're performing. They take a shortcut to seem cool. For example, a man reading a feminism book in the subway. Now, do I think every man reading a feminism book in the subway is performative? No. Do I think some of them are? Absolutely. Another thing that had me thinking about this subject was this book that I read last month. It's called Notes to John by Joan Didion. She's one of my favorite authors of all time, even though I have not read all of her work. It's really funny because I'm a huge Didion and Babbitt's fan, and I've yet to read the Eve and Joan book because I'm like, I know it's biased, and I'm just like, I love them both, and I know that they beefed and neither are alive anymore, but I just don't want to subconsciously pick a side because I love them both. I'm almost done with all of her books. I have, I think, 2 left to read. And then I need to get more into the ones that I haven't read by Joan. But my best friend John got me this for my last birthday. He pre-ordered it when it came out last year for my 29th birthday. And I just got around to reading it. It's a collection of Didion's notes to her late husband while she was going through therapy. This book is very, very intimate, and it feels a little uncomfortable because you're reading something that was never intended for you to read. These notes in this book were never gathered by Joan before she passed away to be published. She never chose to publish these notes between her and her husband, so they are very private notes about how she was dealing with her daughter who was going through substance abuse at the time, and the back and forth between her and, you know, like just like the family dynamic and how things affected her and her husband and how they chose to deal with their daughter going through something really tough. These pages were found in her apartment after she passed away, and she never wrote them expecting anyone but her husband to read them. And then it got turned into a book, and I read it. I did. I read the whole thing, and I annotated it as well. Here are some quotes that I marked. She has to understand that artistic achievement involves showing the work, putting yourself in on the line. She has to understand that the world doesn't end if some people don't like it. And I said, I realized that this is what I had been doing, worrying about tomorrow, anticipating the worst possible outcome. Exactly, he said. Since earliest childhood, worrying is all mixed up in your mind with loving. You don't think you can love without worrying. So, yeah, this is her just sharing with her husband what the therapist was basically saying about what they were going through with their daughter. And it had me thinking about performative journal writing. And I actually stumbled upon a TikTok about this where someone was asking, do you write on your journal as if people one day would read what you wrote? Or do you write it to just get it off your chest, and if the journal got burned tomorrow, you would not care, right? Because one of the Bronte sisters, when I was researching about this, I think, was it Charlotte or was it Emily? I think, was it Emily? That after she passed away, she asked her sister to burn everything that she had. So all her notes and all her letters, and we don't know much about her because everything was burned after she died. And if I die tomorrow, this is what was going through my brain as I'm reading this book. If I die tomorrow, would I want people to care about what I wrote? Or like if I was a famous person, if I was Kendall Jenner, if I was Taylor Swift, if I was Dua Lipa, she just got married, let's shout Dua Lipa out. If I was Dua Lipa and I die tomorrow, nothing is gonna happen. I'm not trying to bring anything upon Dua Lipa, okay? It's just an example. If I was Dua Lipa and I died tomorrow, would I want everyone to read my journal? Did I write my journal expecting one day to expose it to the world, everything that I was going through? You know what I'm saying? Like when you're a kid, when you're a teenage girl, you're like, oh, my biggest dream is to be Hannah Montana. I'm going to be a pop star when I grow up. Were we all writing in our journals expecting like, oh, when I'm famous, this is going to be my book? Like, are you writing in your journal performative or non-performative? Is it a non-performative journal or a performative journal? Please let me know. For example, you know, Pamela DeBar, I'm with the band, also love that book. There's like entries from her journal from when she was younger, going through, you know, growing up in California during the 70s. Was it the 70s? I'm pretty sure it was. She was one of the first groupies in rock and roll, was around Led Zeppelin, was around the Beatles. And there's parts of her journal, I'm pretty sure, in that book. I haven't read the book in so many years. But what I'm trying to say is she had those journals and one day people read it. Do you want your journal to be read? And if so, are you going to be exposing people on it? Like, do you really think your life is that important that people want to... Because as a 14-year-old, I thought my life was that important. I thought that everything that I was going through back then, people would have to know when I was older. Don't even have those journals anymore. I don't know where they would have been. They're not even... Never even made it to this country. So here's another food for thought. I feel like I'm so behind this microphone. Should I have the microphone more over there so you guys can see my cute little nightgown? Because we're having a sleepover right now. Sleepover. Anyways, here is another question. What if we accept performing? What if performing is not a bad thing? Because when you hear people talking about being performative, it's a negative connotation. But what if we accept it? $1 million question right now. Let me know the answer in the comments below. When I was little, I was a very shy person. I was a very quiet person, but I loved expressing myself by the way I dress. And I was always sure about the things that I loved. The things that I love today, this guy, my Hello Kitty over there, these books, the vampire stuff, the horror movie stuff. It's all things that I loved as a child. Okay? And what if I want to turn the world into my stage for that young girl that loved all these things? What if I love frozen yogurt and I don't care that I'm waiting 2 hours on a line to go have the best frozen yogurt of my life? Does anyone even care? What if I want to perform? What if I want the world to be my stage? And I'm the main character of my movie. So I actually read a Substack article that I'm going to link down below about this. And I'm not going to butcher her name, so I'm not going to say the author's name. It's just going to be linked down below. Again, I'm really bad with names. But she wrote, and I quote, "From the clothes we choose to the props we carry, like that book on the train, we are constantly performing a version of ourselves that adheres to social scripts. According to Goffman, there is no single static true self waiting to be discovered. Rather, the self is a fragile, performative product of these ongoing social encounters. By accepting that performance is the very fabric of human connection, we can stop viewing our curated actions as deceptions and start seeing them as the necessary tools for building a meaningful identity." I particularly don't know how I feel about the both sides of being performative. I feel like they're very different arguments. Whereas in this Substack article, it talks about what I've just spoke to you about, which is what if I make the world my stage? Okay. And I love that. I think everyone should be making the world their stage. This is the only life you get to live, and whatever you like, just put it out there. As long as it's not something creepy, like in a bad way, not even like in a horror movie, like it's something that bad, like something that could get you in trouble, then maybe don't make the world your stage. Actually just change something, go to therapy. I don't know how I just got there, but what I'm trying to say is, as long as the performing, and this is how I want to do what I want to do and how I want to live my life, as long as the performing is for myself, then I'm all freaking for it. And the second I catch myself performing for other people, I want to be able to realize that is happening, make a mental note about it, and rewire my brain. And I'm not saying, like, I'm performing for other people all the time, and like the clothes that I wear and the TikToks that I make or the Instagram that I post and the books that I choose to read and the conversations I choose to start. I'm not saying that I'm performative about that, but we're human beings and it's in our nature to try to appeal to other people. Or maybe it's just because I'm a Gemini and I can mutate, and whatever anyone's talking about, I can just insert myself and everything is fine. But one example is I always struggled to keep a journal, but it's because I'm too hard on myself. Like I said in the first podcast that I posted, I'm too hard on myself, and then I'm a Gemini, and I'm bad with keeping the projects that I've started for long periods of time. Okay? That's the root of the problem there. My mom had me on May 23rd. But I struggle to keep a journal, but I also at the same time love sharing my life online. And I went to Mimi's and I posted a picture of my freaking frozen yogurt. And who cares? It's my world, my stage of the movie of my life where I'm the main character. And everyone else living has their own movies that they're living. Sometimes I'm a part of them, not a main character in them. I'm a side character. Maybe a romantic interest. Who knows? Okay? But that's how I'm trying to wire my brain to think. And if I want to post a picture of my froyo, I'm going to post a picture of my froyo. Do I think that's performative? not in a bad way, because I really, really loved the froyo, right? Rhiannon on Substack, on an article called Stalking Your Own Instagram and Girl Blogging to No One, writes, being a woman is being a documentarian, and we are a mosaic, infinite loops of every woman who has come before us, who will come after us, and who has inspired in between. It's Sylvia Plath's fig tree analogy on steroids. I think the posting to no one and making sure that the post is cute and it's curated and it has bows and a cute caption and the things that I love all sprinkled onto it is just about creating and girlhood to me. And that makes me happy. So who are you or anyone to judge, right? And then maybe I'm being performative. Maybe you want to call me performative. Maybe we want to go back to the beginning of this conversation and say, hey, Lauren is being the left side of performative, or the right side. Maybe the right side should be the bad side, right? Right side, bad side. Now, here are the questions I was asking myself. Why do I find it easier to share online than to write on a private journal? Why is it more fun to me to sit on my phone and share my life right here on the internet, on Instagram, on TikTok? Why am I sharing my hardships and things happen daily on my close friends? And why, for other people to see, why is it easier to do that than to sit on my bed and write on my journal? To me, is it to seek community? Is it to find other people that relate to what I feel? Is it for me to feel less alone? Someone's gonna see my post and is gonna spark conversation and talk to me, one of my friends, or someone that I don't talk to that often. Or is it to seem interesting to other people? And that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to do things to seem interesting to other people. And I don't think I really do that. I mean, I'm only human, and I feel like as I've said, I've already said this, but I feel like we're only human, and sometimes we do want to appeal to other people, and we're meant to be social beings. But I also think my job is pretty isolating, not that I'm alone all the time. I'm with the kids and the parents and their friends a lot, but not a lot of people my age. I'm not a very social person on day to day, so it is fun to, be sharing what I'm doing to the people who want to see, and also not having my family here. So it is easy for me to just post online for my whole family to see, my whole family who is in South America. But what does it mean to be an interesting person nowadays? Is it to be wearing what the cool girls are wearing? Is it to be posting what the cool girls are posting and reading what the cool girls are reading, or pretending to read but posting a picture on Instagram to pretend that you're doing that because the cool girls are doing that? What even is the cool girl? Is it the clean girl right now? That's the cool girl, because growing up, I was not the cool girl. I take that back. I was the cool girl for a long time until I started embracing myself. So first, we have little Lauren with big ears pre-surgery dressing up as Avril Lavigne in a small town in Brazil where no one knows what Avril Lavigne is. Lauren's getting bullied for being weird. Lauren kicks all these things to the curb, dresses up as Avril Lavigne at home. Lauren becomes a cool girl in school. Okay? Lauren's a cool girl at school for a very, very long time until Lauren decides to be herself. But today, a lot of the things that I liked back then are deemed cool. Girls were getting bullied for liking Justin Bieber, and now they're singing at Coachella. The Jonas Brothers were not cool. I wasn't cool for liking the Jonas Brothers. I wasn't cool for liking Taylor Swift. And I'm sure a lot of people feel this way. I've seen multiple people talking about it. No free toes. I've seen a lot of people talking about this online, where it's just the things that were super uncool when we were teenagers suddenly are very, very cool. So what even is being cool anymore? Why don't we just scrape being cool and just embrace ourselves because things cycle? What I'm trying to say is, what if we embrace the cringe? What if we erase the word cringe from our vocabulary and we just start doing us? Because, One Direction was embarrassing and Harry Styles had like the poofy hair and this is and that, and everyone would make fun of us. And the One Direction fans, they're a little cuckoo in the head. And now we see TikToks of teenagers being like, OMG, I can't imagine being alive at the same time as like Harry Styles' prime. Or like, frat boy Harry. Imagine being the same age as frat boy Harry. When back then, that wasn't cool. Liking frat boy Harry when you were his age wasn't a cool thing to do. I made this note where is another Substack article. Stephanie Miller wrote on her article called The Quiet Thrill of Not Being for Everyone. This is the moment you discover that belonging to yourself feels different than belonging to everyone else. It tastes like a morning air before the world wakes up, unfiltered, unperformed, startling real. She talks about how we grow up being taught that we should be liked by others. And for that, we should perform in order to fit in. The more you enjoy the likability, the less you'll be. The less you say and express yourself and do things to appease and do more things to appease others. The real transformation isn't that you start speaking your truth. It's that you stop editing it down for optics. You stop running simultaneous translations of everything you say, wondering how it might land, what it might reveal, whether it needs to be softened or clarified for or apologized for. This isn't rebellion, it's ease. Not needing to prove the nuance anymore, not chasing down every misinterpretation to correct it. To wrap up this conversation, I don't even know for how long I've been recording. Although there is the societal pressures to being cool, the needing to perform, to put up the show, to be liked by others, we should embrace and accept that the things that were happening back then that were deemed uncool now are turning back cool, and coolness doesn't even exist because who are these people choosing what is cool and what isn't cool right now, and who were these people choosing what was cool and what wasn't cool back then? As Justin Bieber said in Speed Demon, now they're singing every line. Talking about Justin Bieber, on the last episode, I was talking about how I wanted to get back into reading magazines, and I got a brand new magazine. It's the Interview Hailey Bieber issue, and I'm currently reading it, and I'm super excited to get back into magazines. And I am making the steps towards doing that because I am holding myself accountable. And I think this podcast is also going to help me hold myself more accountable to the things that I want to get back into or to start projects to start. Because again, I'm a Gemini who won't keep up with projects. Yeah. So maybe this will hold me accountable. I don't know. But I hope you liked this episode. There was a lot of yapping, a lot of circling around. I hope it all made sense. And if it didn't, at least I got to talk a little and read a lot of Substack articles that made my mind go whoop, 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 whoop. And it was really fun. If you want to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, what else is down there? I think that's about it. The links will be down below. The links to the Substack articles that I talked about will be also linked down below. I'm trying to get this podcast up on Spotify. I need Aiden's help with that because he's the tech guy. But I feel like that will be easier to listen to for people who don't want to go on YouTube and see me with my cute little pajamas. If you don't want to feel like you're having a sleepover with me, then you can start listening on Spotify as soon as Aiden figures it out. So now we're getting up off the bed. The bed has been buzzed. Was that weird? Let me know if that was weird. I hope that wasn't weird. And I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to try to do the next episode with Aiden and we can talk about Love Island because that would be fun. Everyone's talking about Love Island. I want to talk about Love Island too. Anyways, bye guys. See you in the next one.